The Cline short got attention because it solves a real developer problem. Copying code from a chat window is slow, messy, and easy to review badly. In this video, we turn that short into a real workflow. We will use Cline inside the editor, connect it to a local model through Llama or LM Studio, ask it to fix a small bug, review the diff, run checks, and keep control of every risky step. Cline is an open-source coding agent that lives where your code already lives. Instead of asking an AI for a snippet and manually pasting it into your project, you give Cline a goal. It can inspect files, propose a plan, edit code, run terminal commands, and use tools through MCP. Think of it as a teammate sitting inside V's code, except every meaningful action should still be reviewable. The important part is the approval loop. Cline should pause before file changes, commands, and risky actions, so you can decide what gets executed in your workspace. If you still need the local server, watch the LM Studio setup video first. For this video, we are using a local model setup. That can be Llama or LM Studio. In LM Studio, the common local server shape is an OpenAI-compatible endpoint on localhost 1234/v1 with a placeholder API key like LM Studio and the exact model name you loaded. With Llama, the idea is similar. Cline points at a local provider, and that provider serves the model. Local is great for privacy and cost control. It also lets you test agent workflows without sending every experiment to a cloud model. The trade-off is capability. Small local models are fine for small bug fixes, explanations, and repo navigation. For large refactors, you may need a stronger coding model, or you may need to break the task into smaller steps. The demo project has one small bug. A helper called format price returns $12.5, but the test expects $12.50. That is exactly the kind of task where an agent can help without taking over the whole codebase. The goal is specific, the failure is visible, and the result can be tested. Notice that we are not asking Cline to redesign pricing, add a feature, or guess business rules. We are giving it a failing check and a narrow target. Before asking Cline to edit anything, run the failing check yourself so you know what success looks like. Now write a prompt that makes Cline useful and controlled. Do not say, "Fix my app." Say, "Fix the failing price formatting test." First inspect the relevant files. Explain the root cause. Make the smallest safe change. Do not run destructive commands. Ask before editing files or running tests. This style matters because it turns the agent into a careful assistant instead of a background process guessing through your repo. When Cline proposes a plan, read it. If it wants to scan unrelated folders, say no. If it identifies the helper and the test, approve the file read. After the file read, look for the reasoning. In this demo, the correct path is simple. Inspect the test, inspect the helper, identify that the number is converted to a string without fixed decimals, and patch only that helper. If Cline starts inventing a new formatter library, changing the test, or editing unrelated files, stop it and restate the task. The best Cline workflow is not full autopilot. It is fast, reviewable collaboration. You keep the target small, Cline does the mechanical navigation, and you approve only the actions that make sense. When Cline proposes the edit, slow down and read the diff. In this case, the change is small. Instead of interpolating the raw number, it formats the value with 2 decimal places. That matches the failing test and does not touch unrelated code. This is where Cline is helpful. It found the right file and drafted the patch. But you still own the decision. Ask 4 questions. Does this fix the test? Is the change minimal? Did it add hidden behavior? Would I be comfortable committing this under my name? Also check whether the change handles the obvious nearby cases. For a price helper, 2 decimal places probably make sense, but you may still want tests for 0, whole numbers, and negative values depending on your app. The agent can suggest those tests, but it should not silently expand the scope. Only approve when the answer is yes. After the diff looks reasonable, approve the test command. This should be a command you understand, like pnpm test, npm test, .NET test, or the project's normal check script. If Cline asks to run a command that installs packages, deletes files, changes Git state, or calls external services, stop and inspect it first. In our demo, the test passes. That gives evidence that the bug is fixed, but it does not replace code review. If the check fails, ask Cline to explain the failure before making another edit. Do not let it thrash through random fixes. One failure, one explanation, one small patch. When the check passes, read the final diff one more time, then commit it yourself. Here are the rules I would use with any coding agent. Work on a branch. Keep tasks small. Never paste secrets into prompts. Do not approve commands you cannot explain. Do not let the agent rewrite large parts of the project just because it sounds confident. Ask for a plan before edits. Review every diff. Run checks yourself before committing. This is especially important with local models. They are useful, private, and cheap to run, but they can also be less consistent than frontier coding models. That is fine if you design the workflow around review. Local models make the workflow cheaper and more private, but they do not remove the need for engineering judgment. That is the Cline workflow I would start with. Prompt clearly, approve intentionally, review the diff, and run checks. If LM Studio is not set up yet, watch the local AI server setup video first. Follow for more AI dev workflows.